This conference will now be recorded.
See, in the earlier session, actually, we have seen what is a main flow, what is a subflow, what is a private flow, and what are the differences between them, and what is the scope of mule event across all the flows, how it propagates, and all we have seen exactly. Now, in this session, I'll just give you a glance of uh, a clear indication of what is a main flow, what is a subflow, what is a private flow, and how to create those flows inside the studio. Okay. See, already I have shown this, but you might be confused with so much of information on the previous day which we have taken. But today what I will do, I will just show you what is a main flow, what is a subflow, what is a private flow, how to create that in the Anypoint Studio. We'll see that, and then we'll go to the further sections of the session today. What we will see, how to export and import a project, and how to create a Anypoint platform account, and how to publish that project to any project whatever we have created, how to publish that to a Anypoint exchange. These are the topics we will be covering today. These three we will cover it off faster because already we know it. But I'll just show you the demonstration. Okay, going to Anypoint Studio. Yeah. See, we have some flows here. Basically, if you not some flows, two flows here. If you see, it. What did I tell you actually? What is the main flow? Main flow will have source, process, and error handling. Okay, right? Go to Anypoint Studio. Can we call this as a main flow or public flow? Because it has source, it has process, and it has error handling also. Can we call this as a main flow or public flow? Yes. Okay. Now, if you see the second flow also, it has source, it has process, it has error handling also. Then what we call this? We can call this also as a main flow only. Okay. Now I want to create a private flow. What is the procedure exactly? I'll go here. I will drag drop some component, actually transform message component outside of these two flows. See here, outside of these two flows. You can see a black line here or a black line here, not inside black line. It means that a separate flow will be generated. I will name it as, click on that flow and I'll name it as private flow. Just for our, we can name anything, but just for our reference, I am keeping it as private flow. See, why I'm calling this as a private flow? See, there is no source. Okay, I can write something in error handling and already process is there. Now, this particular flow is known as private flow. There is nothing separately a component available for private flow. I discussed this point exactly. If I check private flow, there is no component at all. But if I check for subflow, I have a component. Okay, that will come to this particular part in some time. But before that, see here, private flow, we doesn't have anything. Main flow itself, we call it as private flow whenever we don't have the source part. Okay. See, for example, if I want to use this flow outside, from outside, for example, like from Postman, I'm hitting the request. Can I use this? No. Why? Because it doesn't have a source. If it doesn't have a source, how can it listen to the request? No, it can't listen to the request, and that request cannot be processed to the process part. But how we can use this flow exactly, private flow, with the help of a flow reference in the main flow. See, the request will come to the main flow and it is passing, and we place a flow reference in between, and we can call this private flow from here and we can access this exactly. Okay. Private flow and subflow cannot be accessed independently. We can't directly access them. It should be accessed with the help of flow reference only. Okay, within the flow only. After we come to the main flow, what happens? That main flow can call the private flow or the subflow. That's what. Private flow is nothing but main flow only without source. It will have only the process part and the error handling part. This is what I just wanted to show. Now, if you check out in the Mule palette, I have a component called subflow. I'm just dragging and dropping. If you see here, you don't have source or you don't have error handling. You have only what process part. I just drag and drop. Okay, this particular thing can be called from again some main flow or a public flow only. You can't use it independently. Use it independently means there is no source and there is no path. Obviously, you can't hit a request and access this flow directly or this flow also directly. That's what I mean to say here. Exactly. Got the point, right? Is that clear? Is that clear? This is the difference exactly. You people have to know this particular difference. Whenever you go inside the organization, obviously you will be seeing private flows, main flows, and subflows. How to identify whether it is a private flow or a main flow? Whenever you have the source component, that's called as main flow. Source, process, and error handling. See, now error handling is empty, but we haven't configured anything, but still there is a possibility to configure. Exactly, that's the reason we call it as a main flow. Now if you see here, you don't have error handling and you don't have source also, then it is called as a subflow. Okay, it's easier to identify. Might be you see here name and then identify. If for example, like I modified the name, obviously you can't identify, right? How to identify whether it is a flow or not? Directly you can see in the flow itself, like it doesn't have source, it doesn't have error handling part. Okay, now private flow. Here if you see, you don't have source part, nothing is configured in the source part. Okay, you process part, something is configured, and error handling is also empty right now, but we can enter some details. Okay, for that reason what happens, this can be a private flow. Obviously whenever you go inside the organization, this is very important. At least you should be able to identify which is subflow, which is private flow, which is public flow or main flow. All these will be very helpful. That's the reason I just wanted to show the information. Okay, fine. Now let's go to the presentation. Any doubts till now? Okay, fine. Now thing is like how to export and import a project. Already you developed a project, but there is a situation like you have to export your project and you have to import your project. What is the reason why we need export and import exactly? For example, now you developed a project and you have to export it and give it to your another colleague. That is one option. Obviously, then what you have to do, you can export it and give that particular file to your colleague. For example, your friend has developed it, okay, and he wanted to share that project to you. How do he shared to you? How to import it exactly? We should know these two options: how to export a project and how to import a project. We'll see that exactly. Okay, now I'll go to Anypoint Studio. Now see, for example, like I have a project called flow typeset. I'll export this project itself and I'll export as a jar. I'll delete this. I'll delete this. It's loading. Whenever it's loading, right? See, you see this icon. We have to wait for the thing to happen. See, now it's deleted, and I'll save it. How to save it? Control S or click on this icon or file, save. Okay, these are very, why some options I'll be repeating so many times, because you people have to get to used to that options exactly. Why? They are really important and widely used exactly. That's the reason I repeat it, and don't get bored whenever I'm repeating them exactly. Okay, if you listen more number of times, you'll get used to that, right? That's the only reason I'll be using them. Okay, I'll be repeating the same kind of things which are very, very important. Now, see, I wanted to export flow types project and share it to my colleague exactly. Okay, right now. For example, right click, see, select the project, right click, export. Now, how to export it? Go to Mule, and this is a Mule project, right? That's the reason, select Mule. Under Mule, you have this option. Anypoint Studio project to Mule deployable archive, includes studio metadata. Okay, next. And these two icons have to be checked in exactly, selected. Already by default, they are selected, and then finish. See, project exported successfully where? See, users Mahesh, flow types jar. Okay, we'll go to that particular place and see. But before that, I just wanted to know, here I already showed you the options for opening a project and closing the project, if you remember. Now, these 4 projects are already closed. Actually, if I wanted to export, whether it is possible, see here, possible. You can export a project which is open or closed. There are some options which are not available. Okay, for that reason I just wanted to show you that also. Whenever a project is closed also, you can export that exactly. Okay, export the project means what happens? If you see, export. Okay, and here you can see, I forgot to show you one option actually. Here you can change the directory where you want to save. For example, like I saved by default location, you can check and save in your respective location wherever you want exactly. Now I'll go to the location where it is saved actually, where it is. See, users. Okay, Mahesh. See here, it is saved as a jar file. It is saved as a jar file. Now what I can do, I can copy this. For example, like what is the mode of communication in companies? Maybe Microsoft Teams, right? Most probably they'll be using Teams exactly, or Outlook email, most probably. What they can do, they can share these across the Teams or email, and the respective person can use that exactly. Okay, that's why obviously we need this export option. And there are some other instances also, whenever it is required, I'll explain that particular point. Now, how to import a project exactly? Like your colleague has developed a project and he shared this jar file with you. How to import it? Okay, we'll do that option. File. Again, you have import option. See, already I have a project. That's the reason I'll face some issue, but I'll show you what is that exactly. Now, while importing, what is the project? Mule project, right? Go to Anypoint Studio. Now, whether it is a jar file, yes, right? Jar file. That's the reason I will select the third option. When to select second option and first option, I'll tell you later. But now we received a jar file. I'll explain this exactly. Next, where is your file exactly? It is located in C. Users. See, I exported the same project. I am importing the same project. Okay, because as if my colleague has suggested he has given me a jar, and I am importing the same project now. Flow types and open. It is a jar file, obviously. See, it's telling a project with name flow types already exists in the workspace. Okay, that's the reason it's showing already exists. If I change the name, see here, it's gone. This is the project name which will be Now imported exactly. Only project name changed. The content inside the project will be similar only. Okay. But with the same name, it is not possible. Exactly. That's the reason I told you it is not possible. Now, just one more point I just wanted to show you exactly. See, if you see here, you can see some issue, that red mark exactly. Okay, right? Why that happened? Because the same project you have imported. That's the reason. I'll go inside form.xml in the new project. And if you see, I told you this group ID and artifact ID has to be unique in your repository. See, you change the name of the project. That name is flow types new, but whether artifact ID is changed? No, it's not changed. If you see in flow types also, it is same only. Flow types, artifact ID in flow types project is flow types, and artifact ID in flow types new project is also flow types only. That's the reason obviously you're seeing some error in the form.xml. See here. See, now I have two form.xmls. How to identify which form.xml? If I click on this, you can see here in the header flow types form.xml. This is flow types form.xml. If I click on this, flow types new form.xml. How to get rid of this issue? I changed the project name, right? It is always a good practice to have artifact ID name as well as the project name as the same. Now I'll change it to new hyphen new and save it. Control S. You see in both the places it's gone. The form.xml red mark is gone, and you have seen something over here also. I'll just take it out, then you'll understand. Once again, I just forgot to see here. You can see some red mark, some issue. What is the issue it's showing? Conflicting Maven coordinates with other projects. It means that in repository, the name is same, artifact ID is same. That's the reason it is showing that issue basically. And in this form.xml, flow types form.xml. Can you see the same issue? If you click on this, same. See, I already told you group ID and artifact ID will be very, very important, right? Now, this project name and artifact ID is same only. I'll go to the new one, which I imported just now to the form.xml, and I will change the artifact ID as the project name, similar to project name, same as project name, not similar exactly. Now I saved it, and this error is gone in both the projects exactly. This scenario you will be getting so many times in the real time, and so many people will be confused why this error is coming and how to resolve this error. They will never, nobody will come and explain you like this particular point. Okay, because what happens is you will be importing the same project, and you might be changing the name of the project, but still you will be getting the error. What you have to do, just go to the form.xml, okay, and change the artifact ID as the project name exactly. Obviously that particular problem will be resolved most of the times. Okay, got it clear? Okay, this is one thing which you have to keep in your mind. This is very, very important. Okay, after importing the project of the same name, what you have to do, you have to go to form.xml and do the necessary changes exactly. Okay, fine. Now we have seen how to export a project, how to import a project, and there are various options also, but for now at least how to import a jar file, how to export a jar file, we have done that exactly. Okay, now we have developed a project and we wanted to publish it to AnyPoint Exchange. How to do that, we'll see that. But before proceeding with publishing the project to AnyPoint Exchange, we need any point platform account for doing that. Exactly how to create any point platform account, I'll show you that. And I already told you what is any point exchange. I already told you, but I'll repeat that. Exactly, any point exchange is a central repository to share Mulesoft resources such as API specifications, connectors, templates, examples, etc. within or outside the organization. But still, central repository means what? You can save anything there. Save any assets or resources in any point exchange. Exchange means a place where you can save everything. That's the reason why I'm calling it a central repository for the organization. Okay, what all you can save there? API specifications. I told you already API specifications, but we'll be designing those at that point of time. I'll clearly go in deeper related to that particular concept. We can save them. You can publish connectors. We can publish templates. We can publish examples. Examples means your project only. Now we are going to publish our Hello World project or flow types project, whatever project we want to publish, we'll publish that. Exactly. Why we are publishing that? Maybe, for example, your colleague wanted to use that project in later point of time. Now you tell the name of that particular project, or you give the link to your colleague. Exactly. He can directly go there and import that. Exactly. Okay. That's the reason. If you publish the any asset to exchange, it is a best practice. Exactly. Okay. Now we'll see first we'll see how to create your Anypoint platform account and then go to Exchange, and from Anypoint Studio how to publish that project into Anypoint Exchange. We'll see that exactly. I'll go to browser. Now type Anypoint platform, sign up. See, I already have an account. That's the reason I already saved my login credentials. I can see all the available things here. I'll just log out. See, normally when I click on that sign up, right, obviously this page will come. Now what you people have to do, you should give your name, email ID, phone number, company, any random company, there is no problem. This is username. Just give some username and some password. Okay, got it right? See here. If you give that and then I'm not a robo and then I agree, then accept and create account, automatically you will be entering inside the Anypoint platform. Just now I entered, right? The same way the screen will appear here. Always remember your username and password, or save it to the Chrome browser whichever you are using. Automatically you will be able to log in like this. Exactly. See here, we have so many things here. We already have taken some details, but we haven't what to say gone deeper, right? Exactly. Right now we have so many things here, but don't bother about all those things. Just see Exchange. This is the place which I wanted to show you. Exactly. See, if you see Exchange, discover and share reusable APIs, connectors and templates. Whatever we have discussed just now, like we can share or discover. For example, like some other colleague has deployed something, obviously published something to Anypoint Exchange. You can access that from Anypoint Exchange. Okay, and you have published something, your colleagues can use, or you deleted from local, you only can use that and all. Exactly, at the later point of time. Now I will click on discover and share here, or I can go to the menu option here, and I can go to exchange. I can do any of these two options. I'll click on here exchange. Now I'll be navigating to exchange. See, if you see here, they are calling it as assets. Exactly, they call anything as asset. It may be a connector, maybe a application, maybe a API specification, whatever you wanted to publish in any point exchange, it's called as an asset. While publishing, it will ask like what kind of asset you wanted to publish. See, REST API, SOAP API, Async API, HTTP API. There are so many things, examples, policies, templates, connectors. Don't worry about all these things. You will be understanding as in when you go through the Mulesoft course, maybe around some 20 days or 25 days, then you'll be understanding all these things one by one. Don't worry about it. Exactly. But now anything you wanted to publish into exchange is called an asset. Okay. There are different kinds of assets, exactly, like connectors, templates, examples, policies, all these things. But mostly we'll be using some options only. That I will discuss. Okay, don't worry. Now see here, my I have given the company name as Cloud Phoenix, and it's showing organization as Cloud Phoenix here basically. Okay. Now this is the organization, right? In our organization, whatever assets we have published, all those assets will be available in our organization name. Okay, I have just published some flow types project as an example. It is available. Okay, now you can see assets provided by Mulesoft also. If I click on provided by Mulesoft, all these connectors or examples or templates, okay, we can use them. We can download them from Anypoint Exchange, and then we can use it across our projects. Exactly. Okay, these are all provided by Mulesoft. Okay, this is by our organization. This is by our Mulesoft company. See, whenever you go inside your company, what happens under this company name, you will be having all the assets, because we have only one. I have published only one. But when you're working for a company, what happens? There will be so many assets created and published to Anypoint Exchange. All those assets will be available. Whenever you want to search for that particular asset with the name, obviously you can do that. Exactly. Okay, fine. Now this is the option shared with me. If someone has shared some assets with you, that will be appearing over here. Okay, don't bother about these three things here at this point of time. Okay, this is the way you can create Anypoint platform account, and that Anypoint platform account is accessible for 30 days only. After that it will get expired, and again you wanted to access Anypoint platform, what you can do, you can create another account with the help of a new email ID or the same email ID with a different username basically. Okay, that is possible, and it is a free account only. Okay, only 30 days validity will be available. Now see, I wanted to publish one project from Anypoint Studio to Anypoint Exchange. Exactly. Okay, now how to do that exactly, we'll see that. I just wanted to publish this Hello World project. See, my project is closed actually. I just want to see Anypoint platform option here. Whether I'm able to see? No. Whenever the project is closed, it's not possible. That's why I double click on it and I open it, and I right click on it. What happened? See, some other extra options have come in right now. Same way, I can see Anypoint platform. Anypoint platform, and if you see here, publish to Exchange. How to? Open the project, right click on it, go to Anypoint platform, publish to Exchange. This is the option. Now if you see here, already I have logged in. That's the reason it's showing exactly, and it's not responding. Just wait for a moment. I will log out that, and then we'll see how we can log into the exchange and then publish our project. We see that. See here it's not responding, just wait for a while. Okay, now it's proper. Okay, what happened? It's like, see what happens is, as soon as you click on that, this icon will come. Okay, and then click on configure. Because I already logged in, that's the reason I'm getting this particular window. Okay, now select this Anypoint platform, click on OK, and enter your username. What is the username? Whatever username you used here for entering the Anypoint platform, the same username and the same password should be entered here. Here I'm entering my username and password. And see, login automatically expires after 7 days. When after 7 days, automatically what happens? You have to re-log in when you wanted to publish something. Okay, see here. Now this is the window which I have to see. Now I want to publish this, right? User is Cloud Phoenix. Only one user is available, and it is fetching the business group. What is the business group? I told you one business group will be created as soon as you, with the name of company whichever you give, right? That business group, the same is available here also. See, Cloud Phoenix, exactly. Okay, that already by default it is selected here, and then project information name is Hello World, and you can enter the description. Okay, whatever you want. Already group ID is available here. Artifact ID also same as project name it's available. And again, it took the version as 1.0.0 because you are deploying it for the, you are publishing it for the first time basically. And it is asking for a project type and it is mandatory. It is showing error here basically. And it is showing project type field is required. See, because whether it is a template or an example, I am treating it as an example. Okay, because if any of my colleagues wanted to import it and use it, exactly, that's the reason I'm putting it as an example right now. Okay, right. Next, and you can give some category and tags also. What happens with the tags and category? For example, if there are 100 projects or 100 examples inside the Anypoint exchange, with the help of this tags and category, we can easily identify the projects. For that reason, we'll give the tags and category. Okay, now for I'm not giving anything and I'm just clicking on finish. It's asking once the process has started, it cannot be cancelled or proceed anyway. No problem. Fine. Yes, I'm clicking on yes. See, some process is going on and then we should wait until it is published. Exactly. We'll be seeing a successful publish message. Guys, following me, right? Okay. Yeah, fine. Now you see here, your project has been successfully published and this is the link. For example, if you click on this link also, you can directly go to the Anypoint exchange. It will take you and then you can see the project which you published just now. Okay, this is one way. Otherwise, you published and said okay. What happened? Nothing, right? Now I'll go to log into Anypoint platform, and what I will do, I'll go to exchange. Now, if you click on this Cloud Phoenix under your organization, just now I published Hello World project and earlier I published Flow Types project. Those two projects are available. Can you see this? See here. Can you download that? Yes. Is that downloaded? See here, jar file is downloaded automatically. Okay, if you want to download a jar file also, that jar file will be downloaded, and you can import the project from here also to your Anypoint Studio also. Is that clear? Anypoint Exchange is a central repository. You can store any kind of asset or exchange exactly. It is a central repository kind of tool basically. It comes under Anypoint platform. Now I'll go to Anypoint Studio. Sorry, Anypoint Studio. See, we have seen how to publish a project from Anypoint Studio to Exchange directly, right? I can do one more thing also. How? I'll go to backs to asset, publish new asset. Okay, this we'll see later point of time how to publish this exactly. Custom. You can choose anything. Okay, this is another way to do it, but we'll see this later exactly. Not required and not widely used also physically. Okay, fine. Now you can see here, right? I'll go to Anypoint Studio, and if you see here this option, Open Exchange. If you click on it, ignore this, not now. Can you see this? It went to our organization account, and then you can see this. Able to access the projects exactly. See, that project has imported to your Anypoint Studio account without any hassle. You just clicked on Exchange button, okay, and then you clicked on that project and then open. Automatically what happened? That project has come into your Anypoint Studio, but already it has Hello World. That's the reason it is renamed as Hello World 1-1. And you can see, and just now I told you one more issue, right? That pom.xml issue. That is the same problem here. I'll just go to here and I will change the artifact ID Hello World -1 and save it. Control S. See here. No issues, right? This is the way. Whenever you want to import something from Anypoint Studio, Anypoint Exchange also, you can just click here, Open Exchange, and then directly use that option. Okay, fine. This is the way you can access your exchange also. Now, okay, fine. I just wanted to show one more option also, like switching workspace. I already told you what is a workspace actually. For example, like all these projects, there are almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 projects in your Anypoint Studio. Where these projects will get saved, there should be some place where it gets stored, right? Exactly. Okay, now how to see that exactly? If you see here also, Studio Workspace. Under Studio Workspace is my project exactly. But how to go to that? Right click, show in System Explorer. This is the location. Under C, users, Mahesh, Anypoint Studio. I already told you this is not the best practice, right? Exactly. I told you people to keep your workspace outside the Anypoint Studio or in D, right? But I selected by default the the Anypoint Studio suggested. Exactly, that's the reason I got this workspace. But I just wanted to switch to a different workspace. I want to create a different workspace. Exactly. Okay, that's the reason. Now I want to create that and switch to a new workspace. See here. Can you see all your 7 projects here? Able to see, right? Nothing but what is a workspace? Workspace is nothing but a folder where all your projects will be available basically. Now, one more thing I also told you. I told you there may be some instances where you have to have multiple workspaces also, and you'll be accessing multiple workspaces. Like how to do that exactly. Switching workspaces. I'll show that option. Now, I'll go to Anypoint Studio. File, switch workspace. Because I don't have any other workspaces, that's the reason I cannot see anything exactly. Okay. Now what I want to do, I'll go to this PC under D, select folder. Okay. Now I wanted to create a new folder. I'm just keeping workspace WS shortcut exactly. Okay. Just suggest me some name, right? Maybe workspace Anypoint Studio. For example, I just keep the shortcut, right? This is my new workspace. Observe the changes exactly. Your Anypoint Studio is relaunching. It's just got closed and it is relaunching. It will take some time. Just wait. Exactly. See, it's taking time. Okay. As if first time you're entering, that way it is showing. Continue to Studio and maximize the screen. Okay. Now, if you see, is there any projects here? Nothing, because we don't have any projects in that workspace. Now if I go to this PC, D, see, .mule and .metadata is available, but rest is empty. Okay, these are related to Anypoint Studio and all. Exactly, it creates automatically. Okay, don't worry about all these things exactly. Okay, but still, your workspace, a new workspace is created with no projects inside, but there will be extra 2 files called .mule and .metadata. Okay, don't worry about those 2 files. You are not going to use at any point of time. Okay, fine. So go here, but now chalo, we'll do one thing. We'll create one project and see and whether that project is available or not. See, as soon as you enter the first time here, right, you can see these kind of options here. But how to create a project? New Mule project. It's stuck awaiting for that exactly. Wait. New Mule project. I'm just giving some sample project. Name as sample project. Okay, and I selected the runtime and I kept the other options as also default and then click on finish. Now we'll see like whether this project gets created under the new workspace or the old workspace. We'll see that exactly. Now I'm not going to drag and drop flows and all right now. Just how to go to workspace. See here already WS APS. This is the workspace name exactly. But how to go to workspace? Right click on the project. Okay. Show in System Explorer. See here. It's under this PC DWS APS workspace. And your name has come, right? Your project name, sample project. If you have 100 projects, you can see all the projects here. Okay. Now I'll go to Anypoint Studio and I just wanted to switch back to the old workspace. And how to do that? File, switch workspace. Not this workspace. Sorry, this workspace only. Under Anypoint Studio, Studio workspace, right? I just want to go there. If you see, it will relaunch the platform itself and then Anypoint Studio itself, and then it will open again. Even this is also important, switching workspace exactly, and you should know this option. These are small things, but still it adds a lot of value for your self basically. We came to the old one. See all the projects and all exactly. This is a simple way of switching from one workspace to another workspace. See, for example, like sometimes what happens, you want to restart your Anypoint Studio. How to do that? File, restart. Sometimes your Anypoint Studio hanged or something is happening peculiar, something different. And at that point of time, what you want to do? You want to do restart your Anypoint Studio. Same as restarting your laptop or restarting your computer, right? The same way, what happens? You can restart your Anypoint Studio. How to do that? Go to File and click on Restart. It's restarting. Just wait. Exactly. Restarted and done. If you see here exactly. How to exit? Exit means this will close automatically. See, you have seen that saving workspace and then it will close. Again to relaunch, shortcut icon available on the desktop, and then you can click on that also, or you can access it from here also. Whatever is the way comfortable for you, you can follow that exactly. See, now it's like initializing all the things, setting up the whole things for you. Now it's done, it's ready, and your projects are available for your access exactly. Okay, these are the options. How to restart? File, restart. How to switch workspace? File, switch workspace. How to close project and open project? Right click on that, close, open project, right click on that project, close project. And if you want to open also, double click on it or right click, open it exactly. Okay, these are the options just wanted to explore. And one more thing also I just wanted to show you. For example, I want to rename this project. How is that possible? I can right click on it, refactor, rename. See here. For example, I just want to keep it new. Right click, refactor, rename. That's it. Right click on the project name which you have to rename. See, it is renamed, right? See here. And whether any issue, I told you pom.xml, right? Name is same only. hello world new, but artifact ID is different, hello world 1. It's better keep the both artifact ID as well as the project name as same. Just I went inside the pom.xml and changed that particular artifact ID also and saved it. Got it right? How to rename it? Right click, refactor, rename. Simple. All these options are very handy. You should be having it in your mind itself immediately. How to rename a project? Right click on it, refactor, rename. How to close the project? Right click, close project. How to close unrelated projects? Right click, unrelated projects. And how to restart it? File, restart. How to switch workspace? File, switch workspace. This way you have to have all these options in your mind. Just after the session, just go to AnyPoint Studio and practice all these options exactly. Okay, fine. Done for today. Any questions?